Today we're going to talk about what's the difference of thoracic breathing and belly breathing. So usually when we're doing something physically demanding or wanting to have more oxygen capacity to really allow the maximum capacity of the lungs to absorb air and oxygen, we want to use thoracic breathing. So this is a very efficient breathing for dancers, for athletes, and during asana practice. Also keep in mind that when we do asana, we need to stabilize the body so that the limbs can move freely, all right? And the way we do that is by stabilizing the deep core muscles, the deep abdominal muscles. So if we let go of the abdominal muscles and let the diaphragm descend and the belly pops out, then we don't have that same stability in the spine and in the body to do more demanding postures like arm balances, inversions, or to just basically have stability on the feet doing triangle or side angle posture. So what is belly breathing and thoracic breathing? So to understand that a little bit better, I'm going to first show you the picture of a diaphragm. So I'm using this application where you can see the diaphragm, and I'm going to come below. So this is looking at the diaphragm from below. So this is the diaphragm, and if we look from under, you can see this white ligament or tendon, this white tendon called the central tendon. This is a very, very strong tendon, and that's going to differentiate if we are belly breathing or thoracic breathing. Okay, so as you can see, the diaphragm, normally if we do belly breathing, that central tendon, that white part of the diaphragm, will come down, pressing the organs out. Okay, so if I'm doing belly breathing, this is my diaphragm, like a Gothic church, like a dome, and inhale, it will come down, the central tendon, the white central tendon comes down, and what it does is it pushes out my organs. Okay, so each muscle, whether it's a bicep, tricep, it has a fixed point, and so this is a fixed point, and the bicep will bring the lower arm towards the upper arm, right? So there's a fixed point, and then there's another part of the muscle that works and brings one part of the body closer to another part. So in the diaphragm, the fixed point is the attachment of the diaphragm to the ribs, yeah, and it's the central tendon that comes down and pushes out the organs. So that's what it looks like, belly breathing. So this is my diaphragm descending. So it's not that belly breathing is wrong or better or worse than thoracic breathing. We need to know when to use each breathing, when is an appropriate time for each breathing. So if I'm reading, watching a movie in a state of relaxation, I would want to get in touch with my belly breathing. And belly breathing is parasympathetic, related to my parasympathetic nervous system. The parasympathetic nervous system is related to state of rest and digest, so it's calming the system down. We don't need as much oxygen because we're just resting. However, if we are doing physically demanding movements and activities, we need more oxygen intake, and we need core stabilization to fully express whatever it is that we're doing, whether it's playing football, doing asana, dancing, running, whatever it is that we're involved in. So how do we do thoracic breathing? So now we need to change the fixed point of the breathing muscle, the diaphragm. So what becomes the fixed point is now that dome, the peak of the dome, the central tendon becomes my fixed point, and the diaphragm is going to expand to all sides, pushing the ribs in all directions, right? So opening the space in the lungs to suck the air in. So when I use the inner abdomen to keep the organs from moving, that means that the diaphragm will not have space to descend, because this will not move. This becomes my stable point, my fixed point. This is not going to move. So the central tendon will immediately notice that, oh, I can't go down, so I must stay there, and the diaphragm has no other way to open than to open to the sides. So that's what it will be like. Expanding the chest in all directions. The ribs lift like a bucket handle. They all lift, coming up. And the back expanding like a cobra, spreading its wings. And the belly stays in without moving. So when we do thoracic breathing, what helps, the images that help is like the cobra expanding the back, the sternum lifting, the ribs expanding and also lifting like a bucket handle coming up. And we can imagine like a sun inside where the heart is, and its rays just expand in all directions. So it's not just lifting the chest and lifting the shoulders to do thoracic breathing. The whole thoracic cage needs to expand in a three-dimensional way. So that is thoracic breathing. That is the kind of breathing we want for Ujjayi breath, Nadi Shodhan, all the Ashtanga Pranayama exercises. We keep the belly, the abdomen as the fixed point, so that we can also nicely sit in an erect posture without collapsing, and let the breathing muscles do their job, opening the thoracic cage and allowing maximum amount of breath to go into the lungs and oxygenate the whole body. I hope this helps you understand belly breathing and thoracic breathing better, and to be able to use each one at the appropriate time.